Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The waiting game continues for Mike Matthews, and quite frankly, I'm tired of waiting on Mike Matthews. Why is it the portal closes on the 28th, but we don't find out about Mike Matthews and his plans to enter the portal until 20 minutes after midnight? And then it's 48 hours here, 48 hours there. He's got to watch a documentary and a mini series and Lord knows what on the transfer portal. And then it's 48 hours from there, and then it's a holiday, and he should be going in on Thursday. We should find something out on Thursday, but guess what? I'm tired of waiting on Mike Matthews. The way the internet works, as I'm sitting here recording this video, Mike Matthews may have already announced his intentions to enter the portal. And if that happens, then we'll have a video on that as well. But I'm ready to talk about some of these targets. We heard from Austin Price. Tennessee was going to be a big spender in January. That goes back to the On3 article from December where it said that Tennessee was going to be one of the big spenders in the transfer portal this off cycle. So we're going to get into it. Got a couple of targets I want to get into, but I want to ask you guys, if you had that budget, you have the funds, you were in charge of Tennessee NIL, where do you spend that money? Of course, the wide receiver room is depleted. If Mike Matthews goes into the portal, he joins Squirrel White, Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, Nathan Laycock, Nate Spillman. You got two guys left in that room, Chris Brazel and then also Braylon Staley. You're obviously going to have to attack the wide receiver room, but we know Tennessee wants interior offensive linemen. You've got Wendell Moy Jr. committed. You also know they want to attack interior defensive linemen as well. But what other needs? What about safety? What about Zachariah Branch and his brother Zion? Is that a dual threat there? You feel a need at wide receiver. You also add somebody on the back end at safety. But just jump in the comment section, kick this thing off. If you don't have a comment or a question, just attack the comments with a GBO. But we're going to get into a few portal targets for Tennessee. As always, smash the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber here, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. But let's jump right in. Let's talk about the first target I want to discuss. And this is filling that need at wide receiver. Malik Benson, Florida State wide receiver, 6'1", 195-pound senior. He's listed as one of the top wide receivers available in the transfer portal. He was a track guy coming out of high school, has elite speed, ran a 10.3 Now, you may ask, how does he have eligibility left, Boogie, if he's a senior? Well, he was the number one JUCO prospect in the class of 2023, broke Hutchinson Community College record with 2,152 receiving yards over 2 seasons, ranked second in program history with 21 receiving touchdowns. Now, Tennessee was a player early in this. They offered him. He took official visits, but he goes the JUCO route, then ends up at Alabama in 2023, where he had 13 receptions, 162 yards, and 1 touchdown. In this past season at Florida State, he had 25 receptions, 311 yards, and a touchdown. This is an update from Pete Nakos. Said Tennessee and Oregon are preparing to host one of the top available wide receivers in the portal. Florida State transfer wide receiver Malik Benson called off his visit to Texas A&M, sources told On3. But he tells On3 he has 2 major visits on deck. The former Alabama transfer has plans to visit Oregon and Tennessee this upcoming weekend. Benson is taking advantage of the short-term NCAA rule, allowing a set of players to remain eligible for the 2025-26 season. They must have competed at a non-NCAA school throughout their career while also previously being out of eligibility. So that's going back to Diego Pavia, the same rule we saw Miles Kitselman take advantage of because of the 2 years Malik Benson spent at Hutchinson Community College. Now he is eligible for the 25-26 season. Also saw where Squirrel White is taking a visit down to Florida State. Is that a fair trade? Do you think Tennessee came out ahead in this if we trade Squirrel White for Malik Benson? Again, you talk about Zachariah Branch. Do they move Braylon Staley outside? It's going to be interesting to see what this wide receiver room looks like in 2025. Just a complete overhaul. And again, whether you're in panic mode, freaking out, or you're not, man, I think if Mike Matthews goes or if he's already gone, again, this magic of the internet, recording this video ahead of time, I wasn't concerned until Mike Matthews went. Mike Matthews was going to be a starter in 2025. So I hate that played out the way that it did, whether it be money, whether it be playing time, whether it be his relationship with Kelsey Pope. We'll never know what went on behind the scenes, but this wide receiver room is going to be a complete overhaul. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Now, we also know Tennessee wants to upgrade the interior of the defensive line. You can see this tweet from Steve Wiltfong. SEC visits begin this week for Washington State standout defensive tackle Davidgusta. Washington State defensive lineman, 6'3", 302-pound junior. He's listed as the top defensive tackle in the portal. So again, when we talk about attacking the portal, when we talk about being aggressive in the portal, you can only attack what's there. And I get the frustration from December. We should have been doing this in December, Boogie. What are we waiting on? What's Josh Heupel doing? Josh Heupel was preparing for a college football playoff game. And yeah, it didn't go the way we wanted. Yes, Tennessee got beat down. Yes, Tennessee got embarrassed. Y'all watch that Ohio State Oregon game? Y'all's feelings changed a little bit since that game. Ohio State is going to beat anybody they play if they continue to play the way they did against Tennessee, if they continue to play the way they did against Oregon. Josh Heupel was focused on a college football playoff game. He was focused on roster retention, keeping the guys from the 2024 roster that he wanted in 2025. He made those guys a priority, and I think outside of maybe Mike Matthews, he didn't lose anybody that he wanted to keep going into 2025. But again, he is attacking. You look at Malik Benson, one of the top wide receivers in the portal. Now we talk about Davidgusta, the top defensive tackle available in the portal. Played 3 seasons at Washington State, had 62 tackles, a sack and a half, and 4 pass breakups, one of the highest graded interior defensive linemen in the FBS this season, according to Pro Football Focus, ranked 8th nationally. His 29 pressures ranked 15th nationally amongst interior defensive linemen. I like the way this sounds to me. Says 247 Sports ranks Gusta as the transfer portal's number 24 overall player, number 3 interior defensive lineman. On 3 ranks him as the top defensive tackle in the portal. Visits scheduled for Kentucky and Texas A&M. He is working to get that visit scheduled with Tennessee. This is directly from a 247 Sports article. It says the transfer portal's top available defensive tackle, Washington State's Davidgusta, didn't spend much time relaxing during the holidays. Instead, I love this. Talk about business trip. He focused on watching film. Dozens of schools reached out to him in the portal, and he spent much of his break trying to figure out which schools and schemes would be the best fit for his final season of college football. That's the sole focus for Gusta, finding a team that best prepares him for the NFL. I love this kid already. He's not even stepped foot on campus. What does he do when all the portal offers come in? It's not about money. Now, the money's going to be involved. Let's not be stupid, but it's not all about money. It's about how can I better prepare myself for the NFL? How can I get myself to the league? Sits down, watches film. What does my game fit? Here's the quote from him. I only have 1 more year left. I'm trying to do the most I can. My draft grade, listen to this, my draft grade came back this year, and they had me as a 4th-round pick. Pretty good. 4th-round pick in the NFL draft, but he wants to improve. He says, I want to be a 1st or 2nd round draft pick. I want to find a program that can get me there as a draft pick. I love it, man. Rodney Garner can get you there. What he likes about Tennessee, says, I watched him in the playoff game. Really liked how their defensive line got off the rock and the physicality. I like the D-line coach a lot, and we're going to talk about scheme. Get him on campus, get him with Coach G, and we'll take that draft stock from a 4th round to a 1st or a 2nd round. This is a guy you could plug immediately into the rotation, and he could come make an impact at Tennessee. Again, the PFF grades, the pressure rate is there. Man, it's all there with Davidgusta. I like it. Get him on campus. Let's get that one done and get him in the boat. Running back is another position. I don't know that it's necessarily a need. I think you need some bodies there, right? Dylan Sampson off to the NFL. Cam Seldon, Khalifa Keith entered the transfer portal. Deshaun Bishop, I think Peyton Lewis is a dude. I think Peyton Lewis could be your starting running back in 2025. Give him an opportunity. Look, this is a kid that was not healthy in spring camp. True freshman that was not healthy in spring camp. Now, how did he spin that? He spun that by saying, hey, I got to take all the mental reps. I got to sit and focus and learn the offense, so when my time comes up, I'm ready. But you need to add some depth, and you got a depth piece here. Angel Johnson, South Dakota State running back, 5'9", 195-pound junior. He redshirted in 2021, so he should have 1 year of eligibility remaining. In his career at South Dakota State, 167 carries, almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Something that stands out to me that I like, he averages 7.1 yards per carry throughout his career. This past season had 91 carries for 646 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, this is an update from Pete Nakos of On3. Sources tell On3 that Angel Johnson has received interest from Louisville, Tennessee, and Washington State. Produced 1,134 all-purpose yards, 5 touchdowns for the Jackrabbits this season. Now, according to Austin Price, hoping to visit Tennessee soon and go ahead and lock up that date. So we will continue to keep you guys updated. Again, Malik Benson, one of the top wide receivers in the transfer portal. Davidgusta, the top defensive tackle in the transfer portal. Angel Johnson appears to be a depth piece for me at that running back position. We will keep you guys up to date. Again, Mike Matthews may be in. He may not be in at the time of this video. If he's not, we will have an updated video once he does make it official, but there's too much to talk about. I'm not going to let Mike Matthews hold me hostage. We got portal talk, and we got to come on here and discuss it, so that's what we're going to do. Smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Go grab your Talkin Vols merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. You like what we do, you want to support this channel, hit that join button right down there somewhere besides subscribe. It's $1 a month. If you like what we do, keeping the lights on around here, allowing us to continue to bring you content, we would be grateful. There is also a link in the description for both the merchandise and the memberships. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.